everybody, we will show you very unusual place in England, Dartmoor National Park. We drove through the park and of course we made a few interesting stops. Actually, we wanted to show you from the drone the beauty of Dartmoor National Park, but the wind was so strong that our drone crashed. We drove through Dartmoor twice, on our way to Land's End and back. On our way to Land's End, when we drove through the park, the weather was nasty, rainy, windy, cold. But on our way back, the weather was beautiful. So you will see two different pictures of Dartmoor.
This is the village of Widecombe on the Moor. It's in the middle of Dartmoor National Park. All the way surrounding us, everywhere, is moorland. And it's really foggy, bleak, kind of strange land without trees, with little scrubby bushes. You could be lost in 5 minutes in this fog on these hills. There's nothing up here except very narrow roads and an occasional really small village like this one. But in spite of the fact that there's nothing up here, some people live here in these villages, and they built this amazing church in the middle, basically, of nowhere.
And by the way, one of the episodes of Sherlock Holmes show was made here.
In fact, when we leave here, a little bit later in the day, we'll be at Princeton, and also in the middle of the national park. And there is the site of the Dartmoor National Prison, which in the Sherlock Holmes story, Hound of the Baskervilles, was where the prisoner escaped from, who was killed in the story as part of the story about the hound.
There is a gift shop. Gift shop, gift shop. Oh, look, sheep. I like sheep.
Hello.
Hello. It's nice.
Look, T-shirt, property of Dartmoor Prison.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, I like socks. Very long socks, like stockings.
Do you get a lot of snow up here in the winter? And does the surrounding area lower get a lot of snow?
No.
No.
Let's see if the church is opened. Here, no? Or here?
Don't know.
It is preschool.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right here.
Okay. Look at the old cemetery. Oh my gosh. Hap, look at the tree. It's covered with moss. Our trees are covered with long moss, with Spanish moss. But this tree is
covered with very small, very tiny moss. Oh, it is cold. Cold and windy. Look at the old windows. Oh my gosh. Turn handle this way to open. Oh, I opened it. What do you think?
It's cool.
Uh-huh.
This church dates back to the time of Christopher Columbus in the 1400s. And if you'll look, there's an old-fashioned plow. And it shows here that every year during Plow Sunday in early January, the young men of the congregation drag by hand this plow down through the church to the front to ask for God's blessings on the crops for that year. These were used to ring the bells of the church, and they're believed to date back to 1638 when the church was struck by lightning.
Bell clappers.
Okay, listen.
At this point in the video, I'm explaining to Zena
this
how
represents
this was the origins of a nursery rhyme
legendary
that I knew when I was a
Old
child
Gray Mare.
called the Old Gray Mare. Well,
Now,
actually, I then later looked it up on the internet,
they
and it
used to
turns
have
out
an
that's not true.
agricultural fair
This, in
here.
fact,
Maybe
is an
still
Old
do,
Gray
called
Mare
the Widecombe
legend from
Fair.
England, which I'm
When I
not
was
really
a child,
familiar with,
there was a nursery
but it's
rhyme.
called the Old Gray
When I
Mare
grew up,
story,
many
and
of our
this
nursery
was
rhymes
where
in the
the Old
US
Gray
came
Mare
from Old
story
England.
started
And one
in
of those
Widecombe
nursery
Fair,
rhymes was
but it is
the
completely
Old Gray
unconnected
Mare,
to the
she
Old Gray
ain't
Mare
what
nursery
she
rhyme
used to
that I
be.
remember from my
Ain't what
childhood,
she used to
which
be.
actually was
Ain't
created in the
what
United
she used to
States.
be, the old- That's the screen, which they ask us to not touch, dates back to medieval times, I would guess 1500s, since the church is from the 1400s.
Please do not touch the medieval screen. Actually, it looks very old.
Probably very valuable, actually.
Uh-huh.
And it's here, left here unprotected.
This church in the cemetery looks so old, and so it seems like you are walking in some old movie.
And by the way, I think there is a preschool in this.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, in this part of the church. Yes.
How was swimming? Was it good? Excuse me.
When we went to the information center before the Dartmoor National Park, they warned us that some roads are very difficult. You need to be very careful. And difficult, this means narrow. And you can see it's true. It's very narrow. not only roads, some bridges are narrow.
You are good here. Very good here. Very good. 1 foot. 1 foot. Even 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. Okay, you are good. It was the bridge. We passed it.
Even if you are following the GPS,
Okay.
it is very easy to get lost here.
Turn right.
Turn right. Yes. But where? Where turn right? But there is no right. You don't see fences here in this part of England, but you see stone fences, stone walls. They are everywhere. And I know that I was told that even there are special people who have skills to build walls like this. The higher the people build. And it is the old English farmhouse with the satellite dish.
We will show you more of Dartmoor National Park in our next video. See you soon!